So this is the paper of 2016, Human Resource Management. And we all know that the maximum marks is of 75 marks because we'll get 25 via internals. 3-hour timings, everyone knows. The best part of these question paper is that here you have choice. So you have to attempt any 5 questions out of 8 questions. So they have mentioned those 8 questions and you are free. Whichever question you want to attempt, you can attempt. Even there is no such compulsion of section key. For example, from section A, you need to do these many questions, and from section B, you need to do 2 questions, and from section C, you need to do 2 questions. So at least there is no such foundation. They have simply given you 8 questions straight away, and they are asking you, so you are free to attempt with whatever question you want. Suppose you are comfortable with question number 7, so you can start doing your answer. You can start doing your examination by doing question 7 first. Okay, so let's have a look what kind of questions came in the year 2016 and what were the areas. So you can see the very first question is explain the operative function of human resource management. Discuss the qualities of a good, this is resource, this is not reserve, manager in the light of these functions. Okay? So it's very simple. They are asking you the operative functions of HRM, which I have already given in the examination. आपका class test का paper मैं जब भी बनाती हूँ, I always make your paper while going through my previous year question papers, ki what kind of questions they usually ask. So I knew this thing that operative functions are very important. That's why in the examination I have asked this operative function. So here you are not supposed to give the managerial function, but how you can give the answer. The very first thing, for example, you can tell me something about human resource management. After that, you can make one diagram sort of thing. You can make use of charts, you can make use of tables, which will improve your presentation. So with the help of that chart, you can tell me how many types of functions are there. So you know there are two types of function. One is managerial and another is operative. So you can make that diagram like this ki idhar pe managerial likha, idhar per operative likha. Then you have mentioned all the managerial functions and mention all the operative functions. But when you are describing, okay, in that case you need to leave this managerial function. You will straight away start discussing the operative functions. But while giving a quick overview to the evaluator, it is important that you should mention managerial functions also, but only the headings. You are not supposed to discuss them. Okay, in the chart you can give that representation of both the function, but when you will discuss, you will only discuss the operative functions. Then after discussing that operative function, in the first page, for example, you have written the definition of HRM and you have made that chart. Then on second and third page, at least you can write your operative functions, which will start from recruitment till termination and all. So you can start those operative functions. After that, you are supposed to mention the qualities of good HR manager also. So this is very general question. If I have not given I think if I have not given the content in the notes about this question, but this is very general question. Whenever you will study, ये आपको अपने आप समझ में आ जाएगा कि HR मैनेजर कैसा होना चाहिए. ठीक है, some qualities you can mention about HR manager. Okay, in the light of these functions means recruitment अगर वो कैसे करता है, so he need to be very उसको discriminate नहीं करना चाहिए. ठीक है, उसको I would say visionary होना चाहिए, और he needs to be very proactive. Means एक होता है ना active, कुछ एक होता है एक्टिव होना, एक होता है प्रोएक्टिव होना. मींस पहले से ही चीजों को सोच लेना. ठीक है, सो दीज काइंड ऑफ क्वालिटीज यू कैन मेंशन. he needs to have very good interpersonal skills, he needs to have very good communication skills, he needs to have good analytical power, he needs to have good conceptual skills also. So you can mention these qualities. Okay, if it is not there in the notes, then at least you go through these qualities once on a Google. आपको Google पे मिल जाएगी. Or if it is not there in my PPT, अगर नहीं है, in that case you can do that. Otherwise, study via my PPT or with the help of my notes. Now the second question we can see. So this question is from Unit 1. Question is of 15 marks. Here you can see in question 2 there are two parts. First is of 7 and second is of 8 marks. So what students usually think that if they will write too much about job analysis and if they leave the second part and will write less in second part, they will get marks in total. Okay, But remember, here in this question you will not get marks out of 15. Okay, if you feel that you will write everything for this part, but you will write only one paragraph for second part, and you feel that in total you will get marks like out of 15. So for example आपको मिल गया 12 out of 15, आपको ऐसा लग रहा है, but this should not be the case. Why? Because you will get marks here out of 7, and you will get marks here out of 8. So suppose you have written 5 pages and you have written this question wonderful. In that case only I will be able to give you only 7 marks, maximum 7 marks I can give, which we usually do in the case of theory paper. So for example you are getting 6 out of 7 here, and if you think कि मैं इस क्वेश्चन को छोड़ देता हूँ, मैंने ये तो बहुत अच्छा लिख दिया है, so it might be possible कि I'll get 10 marks है ना out of 15. आपको नहीं मिलेगा 10 marks, आपको मिलेगा 7 में से. So it is very important to attempt both the part equally. Okay, please, when question comes in parts, you are supposed to devote equal time to both the questions, and you are supposed to cover both the questions. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि जॉब एनालिसिस के बारे में लिख दिया and I am leaving this question in the anticipation that I'll get marks out of 15, है ना, because total तो 15 का ही है, तो उसी में से मिल जाएगा. So now you can see the first part, discuss the use of job analysis. Very simple. Since use पूछा है, आपके पास बहुत ज्यादा uses नहीं होंगे, so you can start your answer while giving definition of job analysis. Then you can also tell me something about what are the 2 outcomes of job analysis where you have description and specification. You can mention few headings in description, only headings, don't describe it, and few headings in specification also while telling me what actually job specification is. So it will at least occupy your one page in the answer sheet. एक page तो आपका इसमें भरी जाएगा. उसके बाद you can write the uses of job analysis. So you can mention various uses. For example, job analysis का use होता है recruitment में. We'll use job analysis in performance appraisal also. We use job analysis in I would say training and development also. We use job analysis in job evaluation also. Okay, remember मैंने बताया था job evaluation when we were doing that, we take help of job specification and description while finding out the worth of job. So with the help of job analysis, basically job analysis provides outcome to the recruitment process, then recruitment process provides outcome to the selection process. So job analysis is indirectly helping many functions of human resource management. Then you can mention these uses. So 3 pages ka answer would suffice. Second is prepare a job description. Here you can see that is the only reason कि मैंने आपको क्लास में ये practice करवाई. It is important to know how to prepare job description. Only knowing what is job description would not suffice. You need to know how to prepare it. So job of a marketing manager in a manufacturing company, but here they have given one condition that you need to make the job description of this particular job only. Means you are not free that whatever post you will feel कि मैं इसका बना देता हूँ job description, मैं teacher का बना देता हूँ, मैं HR का बना देता हूँ. No, you need to give the job description of marketing manager, and that too in manufacturing company. So always remember. So here you can straight away start preparing your job description because it's a practical question, and you will, and please be conscious while giving the answer, because here you are giving description for marketing manager. So please take into consideration what kind of duties and responsibilities a marketing manager can have. Okay, so that is very important. So please इसको थोड़ा ध्यान में रखना, बहुत superficial मत देना, and please salary वैलिडी थोड़ा practical रखना. If it is the job of a marketing manager, please तो then आप ऐसा मत करेगा कि 15,000 सैलरी रखी है, although वो तो स्पेसिफिकेशन, हाँ 15,000 सैलरी आपने रखी है. सो आप ऐसा नहीं करिएगा, थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकल रहिएगा while giving the job description, ताकि वो रियलिस्टिक लगे. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने बस कुछ भी बना दिया है, कुछ भी लिख दिया. मार्केटिंग मैनेजर की सैलरी आपने लिख दी 5,000 पर मंथ. थोड़ा सा रियल लगे कि yes you know the technicalities of job description also, and you know the means you know different parameters also. If we are giving salary to our employees, so which particular designation deserve how much amount of salary, you know the industry norm, so you are aware about things happening in the industry. So थोड़ा सा practical रहिएगा, बिल्कुल fake answer मत दे देना. ठीक. Now the third question. So unit 1 से क्या आया? operative functions of human resource management. So you are not supposed to leave the function of HRM. means function of HRM आपको बहुत अच्छे से करना है. पहला क्वेश्चन देखकर ये लगा both managerial and operative. वो एक बार operative पूछा है, हो सकता है next time they can ask managerial. This is from unit 2. Job description is important. Job specification is important. So this question is telling you that I will do job description from unit 2. Job description मुझे नहीं छोड़ना है. This is very important topic. What you can do, you can go through all the previous year question papers and you can note down the topics which are coming, which are maximum, which they are asking from so many times. Means the topics which are common among all the papers, which the topic which is there in unit. The topic which is there in 2016 also, they are then in the 2017 also, and if it is not repeated, then at least note down all the topics which they are in the habit of asking. So for example, from this paper I am writing from 2016, pehla maine likha topic functions of HRM, second I will write job description. Okay, so in this fashion you will get important topics from your syllabus ki these are the topics which I have to cover, which I will cover first. Means initially मैं क्या करूंगी, मैं इन्हीं टॉपिक्स को करूंगी, and after doing these topics properly I'll go through other topics which are also there in the syllabus. फिर मैं उनको करूंगी, but first I'll cover these topics. मैं पहले इन्हीं से preparation करूंगी. So your approach should be to go through the previous year question papers, note down your important topics which they are asking from so many years. हर यूनिट हर उसका लिख लीजिए आप, हर ईयर का 2016 these are the topics, 2017 these are the topics, and then you can see if there are any topics which are common in all the years, तो मतलब वो सबसे ज्यादा important है. ठीक है, so I'll do that topic सबसे पहले in the beginning. clear? उसके बाद आप वो पढ़िए जो टॉपिक्स आप छूट जाते हैं, rather than starting from HRM, introduction of HRM, है ना, from very first unit से start करने से better start from the topics which are important. Now the third one you can see, ये question मैंने आपसे एग्जाम में पूछा है. A scientific human resource planning process ensures that the organization has right number, right kind of people in the organization at right place. They are doing nothing, they are only asking you about HRP. Human resource planning बस पूछ रहे हैं वो, और कुछ नहीं पूछ रहे हैं. Okay, but they have written one thing that 10+5 में वो ये पूछ रहे हैं. इसका मतलब when you will critically examine, so some marks you will get for critical examination and some marks you will get for the process of HRP. So while giving this answer, you need to, or whenever you examine anything critically na, so always remember that you need to mention positive as well as negative both of that particular process. ठीक है, so कुछ अगर loopholes आपको दिखते हैं, कुछ आपको बेनिफिट्स दिखते हैं, तो आप एक बैलेंस्ड आंसर दे whenever you are critically examining something. critically examining का मतलब होता है you need to tell me the weaknesses as well as the strength. ठीक है, you need to tell me the negative thing about also about that negative things about that topic. Okay, so यहाँ पे देखो, this question is from HRP. You will straight away start writing what is HRP, then the nature of HRP, then you can explain these steps because they are asking these steps in the HRP. तो ह्यूमन रिसोर्स प्लानिंग का जो प्रोसेस है दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इसका मतलब मैं ये टॉपिक भी करूंगा. सो यू कैन नोट डाउन द थर्ड टॉपिक व्हिच इज इंपॉर्टेंट फ्रॉम इन द ईयर 2016. कौन सा टॉपिक आया था? HRP. सो द third topic which is important in my syllabus is HRP. First was function of HRM, second was job description, third is HRP. So I'll do HRP in detail. The process of HRP, the nature of HRP, then what are the prerequisites of HRP means for making HRP effective, what are the things you need to take into consideration, what are the benefits of HRP, and what are various loopholes or what are the areas where problem can arise. So आप उसकी help से critically examine कर सकते हैं अपने answer. ठीक? Now the fourth question. Fourth question is, how do you identify the training needs of middle level managers in the organization? And also explain the methods of evaluation of training. So the first question is from TNA, means identification of needs of training. Okay, so you need to tell me about what is TNA, training need assessment क्या है. Whenever when I was dictating that process of training, the very first step in the training process was this TNA, identification of training needs. So here you can start your answer by telling me something about training first. What is training? If you know how to manage your time well and if your speed is good, then you can also tell me the nature of training or the importance of training, थोड़ा सा कुछ आप वो भी मुझे बता सकते हैं if you have time. Otherwise you can use, at least give me some brief introduction about training, that what training is all about. Then you can draw that process of training, and then you can make this arrow ki jo first step hai the TNA. Okay, here we are going to discuss this TNA only because that is only they are asking. So वो ड्रॉ कर दीजिए, डायग्राम जरूर करिए, प्रोसेस पूरी प्रोसेस बनाइए, उसका जो फर्स्ट पार्ट होगा वो टीएनए होगा, एक्सक्यूज मी, वो टीएनए होगा, और फिर उस टीएनए को आप डिस्क्राइब करिए, ठीक है। सो फिर ट्रेनिंग नीड असेसमेंट क्या होता है, हाउ यू विल आइडेंटिफाई द ट्रेनिंग नीड्स, है ना, while comparing the actual performance with the standard one. And this is basically the trap कि middle level managers के लिए आप कैसे करेंगे, इसमें आपको इतना सोचना नहीं है. If we'll talk about lower level managers also, तभी भी ट्रेनिंग नीड्स वैसे ही आइडेंटिफाई की जाएगी by comparing the actual performance with the standard one. So there will be no change, है ना. This word they are only mentioning for making you things difficult, है ना, कि आपको लगे कि मतलब आपको कंफ्यूज करने के लिए ये बस उन्होंने लिख दिया है कि मिडिल लेवल मैनेजर्स के लिए कैसे करेंगे, आपको लिखना टीएनए ही है, ठीक. नाउ द इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ ट्रेनिंग. सो यू कैन सी वन थिंग कि जो पहला क्वेश्चन है वो आपका 10 मार्क्स का और सेकेंड क्वेश्चन आपका 5 मार्क्स का. बट आई थिंक कि आप जिसमें ज्यादा जानते हो आप उसके बारे में ज्यादा लिखिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक्सप्लेन द मेथड्स ऑफ इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ ट्रेनिंग, वो आपका 10 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन है, और जो पहला वाला है वो आपका 5 मार्क्स का है. सो आपको ये भी बताना है. देन टीएनए के बारे में आपके पास डू नॉट हैव मच ऑफ कंटेंट. सो व्हाट इज टीएनए, हाउ यू आइडेंटिफाई द ट्रेनिंग नीड्स, उसके लिए 5 मार्क्स वुड सफाइस. बट व्हेन यू एक्सप्लेन द मेथड्स ऑफ इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ ट्रेनिंग, उसमें हमारे पास वो कर्कपैट्रिक 4 लेवल वाला मॉडल है. Here you have a lot of scope for giving answer. You can start giving answer while telling me what is evaluation of training. Then you can tell me what is the need for evaluation. So please आप मुझे वो भी बताइए, what is the need for evaluation. Kindly develop this habit of giving definition for in every answer, है ना. जो भी पूछा गया है, develop this habit that I'll always give at least one definition in every answer जो भी मैं लिखूंगा एग्जाम में. सो स्टार्ट योर आंसर while giving definition first, while giving a brief introduction about the topic, then come to the question जो क्वेश्चन में पूछा गया है, ठीक है. ये हैबिट होनी चाहिए सबके अंदर. सो हियर द इवैल्यूएशन मेथड्स आपने पढ़े हैं. आप मुझे पहले बताएंगे व्हाट इज इवैल्यूएशन, देन यू विल टेल मी व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ इवैल्यूएशन, देन यू कैन टेल मी द मेथड्स ऑफ इवैल्यूएशन जितने भी हैं आप. हियर यू कैन टेल मी द दिस कर्कपैट्रिक मॉडल विच यू हैव विद यू. आप उसको एक्सप्लेन करिए. कर्कपैट्रिक मॉडल के लिए यू कैन ऑल्सो मेक डायग्राम. जो लेवल्स हैं आप उनको डायग्राम में रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. यू कैन मेक वन सर्कल and then you can write points along that circle, or you can draw one arrow kind of chart, or you can give this कर्कपैट्रिक मॉडल in table form. So किसी भी तरीके से आप ये कर्कपैट्रिक मॉडल को प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. and after that you can explain every single heading of this कर्कपैट्रिक मॉडल, है ना, जिसमें था पहले learning, behavior. Okay, now this is the fourth question. So इसमें आप इतना लिखेंगे. So the next topic which is important in your syllabus is evaluation of training or the training process. So training is itself a very important topic because you can see कि आपकी जो third unit है ना, it is all about training. What is training? Identification of training needs, process of training, methods of training, then the evaluation of training. Okay, so another important topic is training. So I'll do training in detail. I'll do what is training. I'll also do methods of training because another year उन्होंने methods पूछे हैं. Evaluation of training is also important, so I will not leave this question. So I'll do evaluation of training and the process of training. So this question is from unit 16. आप इस topic को note कर सकते हैं कि this is the another important topic. Now you can see the fifth question. What are the limitations of conventional performance appraisal methods? So here they are talking about what are the limitations about conventional मतलब traditional performance appraisal methods which we were using. मैंने आपको बोला था we have two categories of methods, modern as well as traditional. So traditional methods were having some loopholes due to which हम modern methods लेकर आए थे. So they're asking you to tell me first the limitations of performance appraisal method. So here again you can first tell me what is performance appraisal. थोड़ा सा एक definition आप मुझे बता सकते हो what is performance appraisal. Evaluator को पता होना चाहिए कि performance appraisal क्या है. Then you can tell me the limitations of performance appraisal method. So you can first tell me the types of performance appraisal methods जो कि traditional है. So tell me what are traditional methods of performance appraisal. थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में बताइए. These are the traditional methods of performance appraisal. Then you can tell me what were the limitations. So please don't explain traditional methods of performance appraisal. Simply mention their name. These are the methods which are traditional. So आप कुछ name mention कर सकते हैं. For example, report है, confidential report है, essay evaluation है, then critical incident method है. So you can mention few names. Clear? Ranking method, paired comparison method. So you can mention, you can prepare that chart and tell me कि these are the methods which are traditional. Okay, so एक आपका diagram बन जाएगा, आपका space occupy होगा while giving the answer, and then you need to tell me the limitations. Means the problem of biasness, problem of discrimination, favoritism, lengthy, time consuming, effort taking, ये सारे limitations आ जाएंगे. Then they're asking कि how 360 degree appraisal techniques overcoming these limitations. Examine करना है, means 360 डिग्री अप्रेजल के बारे में आपको बताना है. तो व्हाट इज 360 डिग्री अप्रेजल पहले आप ये बताएंगे, बिकॉज स्ट्रेट अवे इस पर नहीं आएंगे कि हाउ इट इज ओवरकमिंग द लिमिटेशन. फर्स्ट इवैल्यूएटर शुड गेट एन आइडिया अबाउट 360 डिग्री अप्रेजल, ऑल्दो ही नोज, ओके, उसको पता है 360 डिग्री अप्रेजल, बट बीइंग अ student, it is your responsibility to explain this answer before him. It is your responsibility to tell him what 360 degree appraisal according to you. So first you will tell me what is 360 degree appraisal. You can make that diagram also it will again occupy your space for better representation, for better presentation. In lesser time you will give me a quick overview, then you can draw that 360 degree appraisal. You can explain a little bit also, because this question is of 9 marks. तो 9 marks का है तो कुछ तो लिखना पड़ेगा. So I can explain the parties who were there in 360 degree appraisal, and at the last I will tell the advantages of 360 degree appraisal, and I can write this heading ki how 360 degree appraisal is overcoming the limitations of traditional method. So I can write this heading and I will mention all the advantages of 360 degree appraisal. If I don't know कि कौन सी limitations वो overcome करता है, because the advantages of 360 degree appraisal basically tell me the story about the limitations of performance appraisal methods, traditional performance appraisal methods. तो जो advantages हैं वो बेसिकली सेम स्टोरी बता रहे हैं कि 360 डिग्री अप्रेजल कैसे ओवरकम करेगा लिमिटेशंस को. ठीक है, नाउ इसका मतलब परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल मेथड जो टॉपिक है, व्हाट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, the 360 degree appraisal that I need to study. So here you can write the next topic which is very important in my syllabus is 360 degree appraisal. Now you can see the sixth question is differentiate between quantitative and non-quantitative methods of job evaluation, and then explain the point rating methods of job evaluation. So tell me something about job evaluation first. You can tell me the nature of job evaluation. It will consume your one page. एक page तो इसी में चला जाएगा. Then you can differentiate between quantitative and non-quantitative method. You can make one table sort of thing. You can mention quantitative here, non-quantitative here. You will tell me ki, why we call them quantitative and why we call them non-quantitative. Then we can give the example of कौन से quantitative हैं और कौन से non-quantitative हैं. Okay, then this point rating method is basically your quantitative method. So हम इस point rating method को explain करेंगे. We know this method. We have done this method in detail. What is point rating method? Why we use it? How we do the calculation? Please give that example. So this topic is again very important. All over job evaluation is important. So I'll do job evaluation in detail, and in job evaluation itself, methods are very important. So I'll do this topic. So another important topic for your exam is methods of job evaluation. अभी point rating method पूछा है, हो सकता है next time वो कुछ और पूछ लें. ठीक है, next time grading method पूछ लें. So means methods को मुझे अच्छे से करना है. Now the seventh question, social security benefits available to industrial worker in one country. Means जो आपने welfare measures किए हैं in Factories Act 1948, you can mention those measures, and along with that when I'll give you notes, I'll give you some other social security benefits also. For example, the Workmen Compensation Act है, ठीक है, then maternity benefits है, then आपको insurance वगैरह मिलता है. So कुछ और भी सोशल सिक्योरिटी बेनिफिट्स हैं बट कभी भी डिटेल में नहीं पूछे जाते हैं. So you can write one paragraph for each. Key in compensation, what kind of benefits we get. In employee state insurance scheme, what kind of benefits are there. Then in Factories Act, what kind of benefits were there. So social security benefits. Although if you don't know this answer well, you can see that there are many other questions where you can perform well. So there is no need of attempting those questions जिसका आपके पास matter कम हो. So kindly make this habit कि I'll attempt only those questions for which I have a lot of content with me. I have a lot of information, and even there is a scope of making diagrams, there is a scope of making charts. So you need to do that comparative analysis कि मुझे कौन से question में सबसे ज़्यादा आता है, where I can give a lot of information, जहाँ पे मैं diagrams बना सकता हूँ. I am having examples also. So kindly do that comparative analysis among all the questions कि मुझे कौन सा सबसे पहले करना है और कौन सा क्वेश्चन मुझे सबसे ज्यादा आता है. तो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू डोंट नो दिस क्वेश्चन वेल, काइंडली स्किप दिस क्वेश्चन एंड डोंट डू दिस क्वेश्चन. अगर आपने ये अच्छे से नहीं किया है, सिंस अदर क्वेश्चंस वर वेरी इजी, सो यू कैन अटेम्प्ट दैट. ओके, सो व्हाट आई कैन डू, आई कैन राइट दिस टॉपिक आल्सो कि सोशल सिक्योरिटी बेनिफिट्स भी वो पूछते हैं, बट आई विल आल्सो सी कि क्या ये क्वेश्चन हर बार रिपीट हुआ है. If this question is repeating again and again, like 2018 में भी पूछ लिया जाए, 2019 में भी पूछ लिया जाए, then this topic will become very important and I'll do this topic for sure, और मैं इसको नहीं छोड़ूंगा. Otherwise I can do this topic in the last syllabus को करने के बाद मैं इसको कर सकता हूँ. ठीक है. Now the last, differentiate between any three of the following. They have again given you choice कि 3 कर सकते हैं. Very simple. Differences आए, make sure कि I will make table for giving differences. एक एक पेज में टेबल बनेगी और 5-5 मार्क्स आपको मिल जाएंगे. So internal and external source of recruitment, very simple. How you can differentiate them? You can write on the left hand side internal and then external source of recruitment. You can tell me what is internal, what is external source of recruitment. Then you can give me some sources also. Give me some examples also. ये example है, ये example है. Okay. उसके बाद you can tell me the benefits of internal source of recruitment and the benefits of external source of recruitment on the right hand side. Then the limitations of internal source of recruitment and the disadvantages of external source of recruitment. So दोनों के बारे में बताइए. If you feel कि as such कोई मैं as such कोई differentiate नहीं कर सकता, दोनों में difference क्या है, दोनों तो अलग अलग है, थोड़ा सा ही information मुझे पता है, still you can make one table, write everything about internal source of recruitment on the left hand side and write everything about external source of recruitment on the right hand side. So it will give a quick comparison between both the methods. और वो एक तरीके का difference ही है. अगर आपको लगता है कि मैं कैसे बेसिस बनाऊं, कैसे डिफरेंस लिखूं, दोनों में क्या डिफरेंस है, बस इतना ही तो पता है कि इंटरनल का मतलब इंटरनल या एक्सटर्नल का मतलब एक्सटर्नल, इससे ज्यादा क्या लिखूं डिफरेंसेस में. सो यू कैन राइट एवरीथिंग अबाउट इंटरनल ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, एक्सटर्नल में राइट हैंड साइड में लिखिए. एक क्विक कंपैरिजन मुझे मिल जाएगा दोनों मेथड्स के बीच में. नाउ करियर प्लानिंग एंड सक्सेशन प्लानिंग, ये टॉपिक मुझे करना है. करियर प्लानिंग, हाउ यू प्लान योर करियर. सक्सेशन प्लानिंग मींस रिप्लेसमेंट चार्ट की हेल्प से जो हम करते हैं कि अगर कोई चला जाएगा सो हु विल कम नेक्स्ट. सो ये दोनों हम टॉपिक बाद में करेंगे. परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल एंड जॉब इवैल्यूएशन के बीच में क्या डिफरेंस, आई हैव टोल्ड यू, आई हैव डिस्कस दिस टॉपिक. परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल इज ऑल अबाउट अप्रेजिंग द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज, वेयर इज जॉब इवैल्यूएशन का पर्पस जॉब को इवैल्यूएट करना है, एम्प्लॉइज को नहीं. इसको क्यों करते हैं? इंसेंटिव देने के लिए और रिवॉर्ड्स देने के लिए और पनिशमेंट देने के लिए. इसको क्यों करते हैं? फॉर फाइंडिंग आउट दी और डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ सैलरी, एक वेज और कॉम्पनसेशन में इसको यूज करते हैं. ठीक है. So you can give this difference also. Now on the job training, off the job training. So here you can see कि out of 5, अगर suppose मुझे ये attempt करना होता question, although I know all the answers, but what I'll do, मैं पता क्या करती, सबसे पहले I'll do this internal and external source of recruitment, और मैं सबसे पहले ये human resource management and personal management का difference करती, because I have lot of content in this topic. तो ये सबसे पहले मैं करती. उसके बाद मैं इंटरनल और एक्सटर्नल सोर्स ऑफ रिक्रूटमेंट करती. उसके बाद मैं ऑन द जॉब एंड ऑफ द जॉब ट्रेनिंग मेथड करती. बिकॉज टाइम बहुत कम है, लास्ट आवर आपका चल रहा है एग्जामिनेशन में, बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर होगा. सो बेटर टू डू दोस क्वेश्चंस जिसके बारे में आपके पास कंटेंट है और जल्दी जल्दी बस आंसर आ जाए, रादर देन थिंकिंग एंड देन राइटिंग. सोचने का टाइम नहीं है, लास्ट आवर चल रहा है, क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 है. और अगर आपको लगता है कि आपको ये क्वेश्चन बहुत अच्छे से आता है, तो आप इसको पहले भी कर सकते हैं. आपने तीनों के बारे में डिफरेंसेस लिखे, बट स्टिल ऊपर के जो क्वेश्चंस थे दे आर ऑलरेडी गुड. So there is no need of doing this question initially. आप इसको बाद में ही करें तो अच्छा है. You have operative functions of HRM, आप उसको any day सबसे पहले करिए. Then you have HRP process, आप उसको करिए अच्छे से, डिटेल में करिए. So there is no need of attending this question initially. ठीक है. So this is all about your paper. इससे आप नोट कर सकते हैं कि